Check, 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 1, 2, check.
We welcome you inside Nutting Gymnasium in Hummel Fieldhouse for today's non-conference matchup between the visiting Pitt-Greensburg Bobcats and your Bethany College Bison. Drew Von Sayo here with you for the coverage of this best-of-5 contest here this evening. The Bison coming into this one an overall record of 2-3, but 2-0 in the President's Athletic Conference, putting them in first place for the time being. As for the Bobcats entering today with a 1-7 record, yet to play a conference match, 9th in the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference. The Bison today led by head coach Courtney Hillier, entering her 15th season, leading this Bison program, the all-time winningest coach in program history. Hillier, a 3-time PAC Coach of the Year and 2-time PAC champion. As for the Bobcats, they are led by head coach Erica Bosch, currently in her 3rd season with the Bobcats. She took over a very young and inexperienced program that has continued to develop and improve every season. When she first took over the team, she inherited it with just 3 players currently rostered who had collegiate experience. So her work in progress continues over the next several seasons as she continues to solidify a foundation in the Bobcat volleyball program. Just about a minute and a half away from the official introduction of the starting lineups, but I will go through those now very quickly. For the Bobcats, it will be Madison Martin, Taylor Logan, Savannah Stevens, Emma Halutik, Bianca Gijon, Alexis Ray, and the libero for the Bobcats here this evening is Abby Lescalette. For the Bison, under Coach Hillier, Jess Moore, Destiny Goodnight, Olivia K. Riley Felton, Elena Torres, Emma Marthins, and your libero here this evening, Asia Krim. Bison in green tops with black shorts, libero for the Bison in white and green. For the Bobcats, all blue libero with the white top in Lescalette. The teams have finished their final preparations as the seconds continue to wind down before the official introduction. Coach Hillier, Coach Bosch making their final tactical adjustments here, getting their teams prepared for this best-of-5 competition. Of course, welcoming fans once again inside Hummel Fieldhouse after no one allowed in the spring due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, all fans inside must remain masked regardless of their vaccination status, but can certainly hype up this Bison volleyball program as they look to get back at 500 for their overall record. The teams have taken their respective positions on the baseline, and with that, we send it to Erica Sansom for the introduction of the official starting lineups. There you have it, folks, the official introduction of the starting lineups and, of course, the national anthem here in Nutting Gymnasium inside the notorious Hummel Fieldhouse. Bison will be starting on your right side, the Bobcats on your left. Just moments away here from the first serve. Bison will be serving first in this contest. Bison coming into today averaging 9.1 kills per set. As for the Bobcats, just 6.9. The Bison statistically having the advantage all the way around, but this Bobcat team certainly known for their ability to never give up and will capitalize on any momentum that they get here in these sets tonight. Once again, a reminder of the starting lineups for the Bobcats: Madison Martin, Taylor Logan, Savannah Stevens, Emma Halutik, Bianca Gijon, and Alexis Ray. Libero for the Bobcats: Abby Lescaulette. For the Bison: Jess Moore, Destiny Goodnight, Olivia Kaler, Riley Felden, Elena Torres, Emma Marthins. Libero in Asia Krim. Will be Riley Felton back to serve first for the Bison. Official whistle. Felton serve getting over the net. That one dug out by the Bobcats. No one home to receive it. Bison getting a point there early on. It was Madison Martin just flicking it up into the air, but Lescaulette nowhere to be found. Serve now at 1-2. Taylor Logan dinked over by Gijon. Felton getting it up, tipping it for Moore. Martin, that one sent over by Gijon again, and a point awarded to the Bobcats. We get a substitution now. Bobcats sending in Abby Copeland. She will be back to serve, as it was Madison Martin checking out of the match. Dug out by Anna Taylor, checking into the game as Moore spikes that one over the net. That one dug out by Copeland. And a point for the Bison as Halutik couldn't get it over the net. Bison once again reestablishing their lead. Goodnight back to serve now for the Bison. One dug out by Lescaulette. No one home once more. Bison getting a third point here in the first set. Goodnight serve, that one coming off of Copeland and out of play. Bison extending their lead to 3 now. Bison having the momentum here currently as Goodnight served that one over the head of Lescaulette, couldn't get it in play. Bobcats finding their way back into this one, cutting the deficit down. Lescaulette now serving for Pitt-Greensburg. One dug out by Kaler. Torres with the set. Anna Taylor getting it over. Lescaulette flicking it straight up. That one sent over by Alexis Ray, as it's Torres setting for Marthins with a beautiful spike, but they're going to rule the point for the Bobcats, as Marthins apparently crossing the mid-court line makes it 4-3. Lescaulette continuing to serve. Gets that one over. Taylor digging it out. Torres tipping it over. One getting sent right back for Moore. Lescaulette digging it out. That one, Ray trying to get it over, but just didn't get enough on it. Serve going back to the Bison. This time it'll be Jess Moore, Week 2 PAC Offensive Player of the Week. She gets that serve over. That one dug out by Copeland, and it's set up. Krim with the dig. Kaler sending it over, sneaking that one in past the diving Lescaulette. Moore continuing to serve now for the Bison. That one will be ruled out of play, as that one just missing. Alana Malloy back to serve now for Pitt-Greensburg, making her first appearance in the contest. Malloy serve, dug out by Krim. That one will go too far, just into the score table, away from Torres. Pitt-Greensburg once again capitalizing on the momentum that they have. Malloy serve, that one dug out by Sydney Kirker, checking in once again away from Torres, as that one carries out of play. We're level at 6 here in set 1. Dug out by Krim. Torres with the set for Kaler, placing that one perfectly inside the line, reestablishing the Bison lead. Riley Felton checking in now for Anna Taylor, just after fixing the padding here on the post of the net. Torres now back to serve for the Bison. Dug out by Les Collette. Now it's sent over by Martin. And Kaler trying to get it over, but just can't get enough on it. Bison in a bit of panic there, as Torres came running over to the near side of the court. Halutic now serving for Pitt-Greensburg. That one well out of play over the head of Asia Krim. Bison reestablishing the lead. Sydney Kirker checking back in for Bethany in place of Emma Marthens. Mentioned Krim, the libero tonight for the Bison. Gets that serve over. That one off of a couple of Bobcats after 3 touches. Couldn't get it over, so point automatically defaulting to the Bison. It's Taylor Logan now setting for Madison Martin. Now Kirker sending it right back. That one sneaking inside the line. Bison reestablishing, or rather extending, their lead to 3. Talked about the Bobcats with some early momentum that clearly shifting to the Bison at this point. Krim serve unable to get over the net. One just a couple of inches short. Alexis Ray, 5'9" senior from DuBois, Pennsylvania, back to serve. Ray getting that one that's dug out by Kaler. Torres setting for Felton. Beautiful save there from Ray, as it's Martin getting it over. Torres setting for Goodnight now. That one taking a slight deflection. It was Ray back trying to keep it alive, but just couldn't get enough of a hand to it. Bison lead back to 3. Kaler serving for Bethany. One dug out by Malloy. It's Stevens sending it over, but more than 3 hits recorded by the up official. Kaler's serve once again can't get over the net, and the Bison have really struggled with that early on here in this set. Bianca Gijon checking back in for Alana Malloy. Gijon, the 5'4" freshman from Midland, Pennsylvania. Setting was Torres for Moore. That one dug out by Les Collette, but not before it hits the ground. Bison ahead now 13-9. Felton serving once more. That one through the hands of Madison Martin. Officials signaling a deflection there, so point in favor of the Bison. Les Collette with the dig. That one off the fingertips of Taylor Logan. Bison lead now at 6. And the Pitt-Greensburg Bobcats going to call their first timeout here in this one to try and slow down this Bison squad that is having a mix of capitalizing on opportunities and also taking advantage of Bobcat mistakes. Very young Bobcats roster, just the one senior in Alexis Ray, just 2 juniors in Savannah Stevens, Emma Halutik. Much of the roster being made up of freshmen and sophomores. Bison being a young team themselves, but much more experienced one. Handful of seniors and juniors. Felton continuing to serve for the Bison. One dug out by Les Collette, trying to set it up, but that ball hitting her hands and dropping straight down. Serve from Felton, just sneaking over Les Collette, sending it over herself, but Moore with a tip. Just getting a fingertip to it, redirecting it and sneaking it inside the line. 17-9 Bison lead here in set 1. Felton service, that one carrying over the head of Les Collette. Bobcats getting into double digits as Anna Taylor checks back into the game for the Bison. Copeland serve, that one dug out by Kaylor. Torres setting. Goodnight sending it over. That one redirected back onto the Bison half of the court. Kaylor trying to make something happen, but once again just getting too much on it. Copeland serving once more. Kaylor getting a piece of that one, but well out of play. Taylor doing everything in her power to try to keep that one alive as it carried her into the chairs on the Bison sideline. Torres now setting it for Krim, and that one will sneak in. Asia Krim, the Bison libero, allowing the Bison to reestablish a 6-point lead. Krim checking out now for Emma Marthens. Goodnight serve. That one dug out by Halutik. When redirected by Halutik herself on net as Torres sets for Taylor. Dug out now by Copeland. The set for Gijon. Torres now setting for Moore. That one will sneak in. Jess Moore showing off exactly why she was week 2 PAC Offensive Player of the Week, going for back-to-back titles. Les Collette. One sent over by Stevens. Bison controlling it nicely as Jess Moore one more time. Past the diving Les Collette. Bison just 5 points away from taking set 1. As Goodnight serve well out of play. Copeland thought about making a play on it, but pulling back just in time. Asia Krim back into the game for Goodnight for the Bison. Alexis Ray returning as it's the libero Les Collette serving for the Bobcats. Taylor with the dig. Torres redirecting it over herself as now Ray hits it over for the Bobcats. Torres setting for Moore. That one just out of play, rather taking a deflection off of Taylor. As it was Taylor Logan making a play on it there for the Bobcats. Dug out by Kaylor. Torres setting for Marthens with a hard strike. Nothing Les Collette can do that time. Emma Marthin's very powerful middle back out of Elkridge, Maryland. More serve. Time dug out by Copeland. It'll be Lescaulette sending it over, and that one out of play. Bison sideline providing the energy here inside Hummel Fieldhouse. Lescaulette digs out the serve. Set for Gijon. As it's Torres now setting it for Kaler. Beautiful play there from Copeland. Kaler will redirect it. Lescaulette now setting it up for Martin. Torres for Kaler, and that one will sneak in. Olivia Kaler just getting it inside the back line. Bison inching ever so closely to the magic 25. More serve. That's set up for Halutik. Torres setting it back for Kaler. Lescaulette with a diving play just over the head of Bianca Gijon. Bison 24-14 lead. More serve. That one dug out by Halutik. That one off the top of the net from Halutik. Back onto the Bobcats side of things, allowing the Bison to take set one by a score of 25-14. Be a brief intermission here of about 2.5 minutes between sets. Allow both coaches to make some tactical adjustments. Officials will bring the score down to the score table directly across the court. Allow themselves to replenish in terms of hydration along with both teams. We mentioned the Bison coming into today's contest with a 2-0 record in the President's Athletic Conference. Both of those wins coming on Saturday, this past Saturday rather, here inside Hummel Fieldhouse, sweeping the Chatham Cougars in 3 sets and sweeping the W&J Presidents in 3 sets. Recent results for the Bobcats, playing just last night at home against the St. Vincent Bearcats, sweeping that contest by taking 3 sets, the first 3 sets, and then being swept themselves last Saturday by the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets, that game taking place at Penn State Greater Allegheny. Once again, the Bison taking set one by a score of 25-14. And when it comes to volleyball, the only score better than 24 is 25. Both teams returning to the court now. We've started to see more fans arrive here inside Hummel Fieldhouse. Pitt-Greensburg serving first here in set 2. It'll be Taylor Logan, 5'8" sophomore out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, product of Keystone Oaks High School. Logan serve, that time dug out by Taylor. Torres setting it up for Moore, just deflecting it over. Moore making contact with the net. allowing the Bobcats on the scoreboard first. That serve well over the head of Anna Taylor. Logan just couldn't drop it down between the lines. Krim checking out of the game now for the Bison, as it's Martin digging that one out. That one off the arm of Kaler, as it was Savannah Stevens who got a hold of that one. Copeland service, time dug out by Taylor. Torres setting for Marthins, just a slight tip of the finger, getting enough on it to drop it down inside just beyond the net. Bison knotting this one up at 2. More service. One sent over by Copeland with one touch. Torres setting for Kaler, trying to go far side, but unsuccessful. Sydney Kirker checking in now for Jess Moore, as Alexis Ray comes back into the game in place of Savannah Stevens. Les Collette dug out by Kirker. Torres setting it up for Kaler, as it's Logan setting it for Ray. Dug out by Krim. Set from Torres to Kirker off the arms of Copeland. And that one getting inside the line, as Emma Halutik with a powerful strike. Halutik, one of 2 juniors on this Pitt-Greensburg roster. The service from Les Collette, well short, diving play there from Sydney Kirker, as Ray gets it over off the fist of Asia Krim. And now the Bobcats extending their lead over the Bison. Les Collette's service dug out by Kirker. Torres setting near side for Kaler. That one sneaking inside the line. Olivia Kaler. Riley Felton in the game now for Anna Taylor. Torres serving for the Bison. Serve from Torres. That one well out of play. Service errors continuing to haunt the Bison in this one, making the job much harder for themselves. Alana Malloy serving, can't get that one over. Bison will say thank you very much. Asia Krim not liking the ball that was currently in play, asking for a new one. Her service just deflecting off of the net. That one sent over by Ray, but out of play. Bison slowly cutting the lead for the Bobcats down. Asia Krim service dug out by Les Collette. The set from Logan over the net. Torres now setting for Felton. That one off the top of the net, just inside the near line. Bison knotting this one up at 6. Krim service, that time dug out by Malloy. Save from Logan. Torres now setting for Goodnight. Powerful effort there from Goodnight. Bison with their first lead here in set 2. As the Bobcats calling a timeout once more. After having a very early lead here in set 2, the Bison taking the last handful of points for themselves. Of course, we mentioned already Jess Moore with winning PAC Offensive Player of the Week in week 2. Destiny Goodnight, an honorable mention for PAC Rookie of the Week, tallying 10 kills, 10 service aces, and a pair of blocks against the Presidents and the Cougars last Saturday. Of course, Goodnight, a sophomore from Youngstown, Ohio, transferring from Mercyhurst Northeast Junior College. Head coach Courtney Hillier finding a gem down in the JUCO ranks. Crim service, that time dug out by Copeland. Set from Taylor Logan. Now Crim setting for Felton. Can't get that one over the net. Bobcats now the ones tying this up at 7. As Madison Martin will check into the game for Copeland. Serve dug out by Kirker. Torres setting for Felton. Powerful attempt there from Felton, but somehow getting too much on it once more. Halutic serving for Pitt-Greensburg. Dug out by Crim. Torres setting it up for Goodnight. Powerful attempt there. Sneaking it in the corner. Jess Moore checks back in for Sydney Kirker. 8-8 score here in set 2. Bison, of course, taking set 1, 25-14. More serve dug out by Les Collette. A set there for Madison Martin. Now Torres setting for Jess Moore. That one off the arms of Les Collette. Deflecting off of Taylor Logan. Bobcats out of hits. Point defaulting to the Bison. Kaler now serving. Can't get that one over once more. Les Collette checking out of the game for Pitt-Greensburg. Serve over from Ray, dug out by Kaler. Torres now setting for Felton. Too much on it again. Pitt-Greensburg retaking the lead here in set 2. Serve from Ray. Kaler to Torres, now set for Felton. Torres once more over to Jess Moore. That one dug out by Halutic. Martin deflecting that one off the net over to the Bison side. Now Jess Moore with a light tap. Taylor Logan getting that one over. Goodnight redirecting. Logan setting it up for Stevens off the hand of Crim. Member of the Bison running into the net on the far side. Bobcats 11-9 lead. Serve over from Ray. That can't cross the midcourt line. She'll immediately check out of the game in place of Les Collette. Felton serve. That's Logan setting it for Stevens, sending it over. Kaler, Torres to Goodnight. That one well in play. Destiny Goodnight. Felton serve, that time dug out by Halutic. That one off the hands of Goodnight herself. Martin sent it over. Now Felton misjudging the ball there that time. Anna Taylor coming into the game in place of Felton. Immediately getting some words from Coach Hillier. Serve over from Logan. That's dug out by Taylor. Torres now setting for Jess Moore. That one slight deflection off of Stevens. Logan setting it for Stevens herself. Crim setting it up for Moore. One dug out by Halutic. Set from Martin to Logan. Torres sends it over herself now. G-John getting it over for the Bobcats. Torres up for more. That one off the top of the net. Martin getting it over. Diving effort from Taylor. Logan sets it up for Martin. That one just off the fingertips of a Bison near the net. That rally, one of the longest ones we've seen here tonight. Taylor with the dig, well away from Torres. And now Coach Hillier going to call a timeout to try and calm down her Bison squad. Of course, timeouts here in collegiate volleyball, 1 minute 15 seconds long, just enough for teams to make any tactical adjustments as needed. In last night's victory over St. Vincent, Pitt-Greensburg Bobcats recording 31 kills. Emma Halutik leading the way with herself, had 8 service aces through 3 sets and 34 digs, in which Abby Lescollette led the way for them there with 11. Alexis Ray and Lescollette herself selected to the AMCC Players to Watch list put out every preseason. Serve over from Logan. Taylor digging it out. Torres now setting for good night with a powerful strike. Destiny Goodnight getting momentum back onto the Bison side. Torres needing to wipe her hands off there. Brief delay. Goodnight nonetheless trying to get it over but can't. Now check out of the game in place of Asia. Copeland back in for the Bobcats. She comes in place of Madison Martin. Service dug out by Taylor. Torres now setting for more. Powerful strike there as Copeland and Lescollette just stand there and look at each other in confusion. Moore's serve. That time dug out by Copeland. And sent over by Halutik. The Bison unable to handle it as they took a slight deflection. Point for the Bobcats. Alexis Ray checking back in for Savannah Stevens. Jess Moore out of the game now for Bethany just for the time being. Lescollette service well over the line as Sydney Kirker, Asia Krim see it out. Felton back in the game for Anna Taylor. Bobcats leading set 2, 16-14. Torres sends that one over. It's dug out by Copeland. The set from Martin as that's sent over the net by Taylor, rather Halutik. As now Gijon trying to get it over, but a stone wall in the form of Emma Marthens saying, I don't think so. Bison continuing to cut the deficit. Serve from Torres there, dug out by Copeland. That one taking a poor deflection off of his wrist, carrying into no man's land. We're knotted up at 16 here in set 2. Torres serve. That one just out of play. Lescollette, Bianca Gijon seeing it out. Alana Malloy checking in now for G-John. Bobcats regaining the lead. Malloy serving after coming back in. That time dug out by Kirker. Torres setting it for Kaler. Slight deflection there. That one dug out by Copeland as Logan sets it up for Alexis Ray. That one taking a deflection off the top of the net before coming off of Bison. Malloy continuing to serve for the Bobcats. Kirker sending that one straight up for Krim. Sends it over to Kaler. Diving effort there from Les Gallette off the hand of Alexis Ray. Bobcats can't settle it. Point for the Bison. Destiny Goodnight in for Emma Marsons. Set 2 much closer in terms of score than set 1. Krim service. That one off the hands of Copeland as it's Halutic that gets it over. Dug out by Kirker. Torres now setting for Kaler. One just out of the line. As Martin checks back in for Copeland. Serve over from Halutic off the arm of Krim. Immediately taking the blame for that one. And it's the Bobcats here in set 2. The first to 20. Certainly not over by any means. But the Bison have their work cut out for them. Serve from Halutic. Torres now setting for Felton. It's Logan setting it for Ray. Bison right there to stop it. Logan sending it. Torres now setting for Kaler. That one just inside the line. Olivia Kaler saying, "We're not finished yet." Jess Moore back in for Sydney Kirker. Service off the hand of Malloy. Now back to Malloy over Felton. Kaler set more. Diving effort there from Les Gallette to keep it alive. Martin getting it over. Kaler can't get a hand on it. Definition of teamwork right there for the Bobcats. Les Gallette checking out of the game in place of Savannah Stevens. Stevens, 5'7" junior from Hanover, Pennsylvania. Ray's service. Dug out by Kaler. Torres sending it up for Felton. Can't get it over the net. Coach Hillier calling another timeout, recognizing the importance of this set as her Bison trailing 22-18. In the last timeout break, we talked about Alexis Ray and Emma Halutic being selected to the AMCC Players to Watch list before the season, themselves being 2 of the most experienced members of this Bobcat squad. Pitt-Greensburg selected to finish 7th out of 9 teams in the AMCC ahead of Alfred State and Hilbert. Through 8 matches so far this season, not including this one, of course. Pitt-Greensburg averaging 6.9 kills per set, 13.4 digs per set. Bison continuing to feel the pressure here in set 2. Backs getting ever closer to the wall. Ray's service out of play. Great recognition there from Taylor and Krim to see that one out. Felton's serve, dug out by Les Collette, as it's Logan with the set. Now Torres setting it up for Goodnight off the fingertips of Stevens and Logan. Bison working on cutting this deficit. Before the timeout, Bison of course trailing by 4, now trailing by just 2, so won the last 2 points, cut the deficit in half. Work still cut out for them. Felton's service carrying out of play. Taylor coming back in for Felton. Logan's service, that's dug out by Krim. Torres setting it for Goodnight. Powerful attempt there from Destiny Goodnight. Getting the point right back for the Bison. Now Goodnight serve, that one off the arms of Halutik, as Logan setting it for Gijon. Now Torres setting it for Marthins. That one redirected back over by the Bobcats. Taylor setting it for Moore. Off the hand of Les Collette. Saving that one beautifully. Martin trying to get it over. Can't do it as she runs into the stone wall of Emma Marthins. Ready to pounce at the top of the net. And as this one goes down to the wire here in set 2, Erica Bosch calling a timeout, the first of this set for the Bobcats. Of course, her Bobcats still ahead in this one, 23-22. And now it's her squad feeling the pressure, recognizing that if they find a way to drop this set, the battle is going to be more uphill than ever before. Goodnight serving for the Bison. One dug out by Halutik. Gijon to Les Collette. Torres now setting for Marthins. Powerful strike off the hands of Halutik. And the Bison leveling this one up at 23 apiece. Serve from Goodnight, dug out by Les Collette. One sent over by Martin. Now Torres setting for Marthins with a slight dink. Logan now setting for Martin. Torres over to Jess Moore. One off the hands of Savannah Stevens. Bison 1 point away from taking set 2. Of course, the win by 2 rule in effect. Goodnight serve, dug out by Les Collette. Set over to Gijon. Violation there on Bianca Gijon. Point to the Bison, as that set much closer than the first one. The Bison nonetheless taking it by a score of 25-23. Bison now up 2 sets to 9, as at the completion of that set we have a t-shirt toss here in Nutting Gymnasium. Bison just needing to take one more set to ultimately complete the sweep of this match. Best of 5 competition. Just 47 minutes into this match, as each of the first two sets have moved rather quickly. Bison once again looking to improve their overall record to 3-3. Would see themselves at 500. Of course, the Bison's schedule, along with the Bobcats, a mixture of conference games and non-conference games, all intertwined. Some sports in the President's Athletic Conference play all of the games in the beginning, allow teams to make adjustments before the conference matchups, but those around playing the background here at Nutting Gymnasium, looking to pump up this Bison squad, finish off the last set here, or what could be the last set. Bobcats certainly looking to avoid that fate. Felton will serve first for the Bison. Her service that time is Logan trying to get it over but can't. Torres now setting for Goodnight. Back onto the Bison side. Taking a turn away from Goodnight. Bobcats getting the first point here in set 3, just like they did in set 2. Serve over from Copeland, off the arms of Taylor. Beautiful save from Kaler, and now Taylor sends it over Copeland. Over to Logan. From Halutik, diving effort there from Anna Taylor. Can't keep it up high enough. Bobcats extend their lead to 2. Copeland service, dug out by Kaler. Now Torres redirecting it over herself, catching the Bobcats by surprise. Jess Moore replicating as if she was going to go up for the attack, but Torres just doing it all herself. Nonetheless, cutting the lead for the Bobcats in half. Goodnight serve off the arms of Les Collette. Now Logan setting that one up for Halutik off the hand of Marthens. Asia Krim back in for the Bison in place of Destiny Goodnight. Les Collette's serve. It's dug out by Kaler. Torres setting it for Moore. Powerful effort there from Jess Moore. Showing off her strong ability as a senior outside hitter for this Bison team. Moore serving that time off the arms of Copeland. Powerful effort there from Halutik. Past the diving Krim. First appearance here for Paige Allen from Coach Hillier. Allen, another senior on the Bison squad from Avella, Pennsylvania. Not too far from where we sit here in Bethany, West Virginia. Serve over from Malloy. Torres now setting for Marthens. Powerful effort there from Marthens. as that one deflects off the arms of Abigail Copeland. Felton returning for Bethany. Torres serve. Diving attempt there from Les Collette. Can't handle it. Perfect placement there from Torres on the service ace. Set 3 tied at 4 apiece. Torres trying to get that one over cross court. Doesn't get enough on it. Substitution for the Bobcats. Madison Martin checking in for Abigail Copeland. Service over from Halutic. That's dug out by Krim. Torres setting for Felton. Powerful effort there off the left arm of Les Collette. Bison tying it at 5. Saying to the Bobcats, anything you can do, I can do better. Krim serving for the Bison, can't get it over as it comes off the top white of the net, back onto the Bison side of the court. Savannah Stevens into the game for Les Collette. Alexis Ray back to serve. And dug out by Krim, sending it backwards. Kaler over to retrieve, sets it for Allen. That one off the top of the net, back onto the Bison side. Felton jumping straight up as Stevens with a hit. That one coming off the right hand of Felton. Bobcats ahead 7-5. Ray serve. Diving effort there from Krim as Torres sets for goodnight. That one off the arms of Halutic. Now Logan setting it up for Martin. That one redirected by Goodnight. Bison getting an easy point there. Moore checks back in for Allen. Of course, Allen entering the game in place of Moore. Kaler serve. That one dug out. Logan sets it up for Stevens. Back onto the Bobcat side. Beautiful save there from Malloy as Torres now setting it for Felton with a nice dink over the top of the net. 7-7 here in set 3. Bison looking to make it an early night. Sweep the Bobcats. Kaler serve off the top of the net. Bobcats all froze, thinking it would redirect back onto the Bison side of the court, getting just enough spin off of the net to drop down and nobody could react. Kaler serve, that one off the hands of Halutic. Martin trying to get it over, one redirected off of the Bison but out of play. Malloy out of the game now for the Bobcats. Serve dug out by Kaler. Torres setting it for Moore. That one just outside the line. Bobcats regaining the lead here in set 3. Serve over from Logan. Dug out by Kaler as Torres sets for Felton, who goes with one hand. Logan setting it up for Martin. Off the arms of Goodnight, dropping down into the Bobcats half of the court. This one knotted at 9. Felton serve, that one off the arms of Martin. Diving effort from Les Collette. Can't claim it calmly. Bison regaining the lead. Serve there off the fingertips of Martin. Gijon trying to get it over but can't as she runs out of room near the net. Felton serve, dug out by Les Collette. Logan setting it up for Stevens, redirected by the Bison. Now Les Collette setting it for G-John, dug out by Kaler. Torres setting it up for Moore. Powerful effort there from Jess Moore. One more time. Bison extending their lead in set 3, 2-3. Felton serve, that one dug out by Martin. G-John sending it over. Moore with the dig there. Torres back to Moore. Martin with the dig. Now Logan setting it up for Stevens. Torres the good night. One-handed effort there from Martin. Right back to Martin herself. Running out of room. Point in favor of the Bison. Coach Bosch calling a timeout, as all recent momentum in favor of the Bison. Now the Bison, of course, ahead 13-9. Well over the halfway point, rather just over the halfway point of the 25 needed to claim set 3. Bison very quickly to get back onto the court. They want to, of course, try to preserve the momentum. Hope none was lost during the timeout. The Bobcats have now returned to the floor as well. Felton serve, dug out by Les Collette. Set from Logan to G-John. Violation there on the Bison, so the point going to the Bobcats. Taylor into the game for Felton. Copeland serving for Pitt-Greensburg. Copeland, Chartiers Valley High School product. Kaler digging the serve. Torres setting it for Goodnight. Slight fingertip off the arms of Halutic behind the Bobcat bench. Point in favor of the Bison. Martins back in for Asia Krim. Serve over from Goodnight off Halutic. Redirected by Logan. Stevens getting it over. Torres up to Goodnight. That one dug out by Copeland. Logan setting it up for Halutic. That one off the top of the net. Back onto the Bobcat side, who were out of hits. 15-10 Bison lead here in set 3. Goodnight service dug out by Les Collette. Set up to G-John. Stone wall of Martins right there to send it back. Halutic getting it over. A slight deflection off of Torres, allows it to drop in. Krim re-entering as the libero. Her counterpart on the other side in Les Collette. Back to serve. Off the fingertips of Kaler, off of Taylor. Now Kaler over the head, getting it over the net. Set up for Alexis Ray. Torres over to Krim. Jess Moore, effort there off the chest of Abigail Copeland, and that'll certainly rile up the crowd inside Hummel Fieldhouse, who recognize the situation right now of the Bison getting closer and closer to the sweep of the Bobcats. We see Brooke Dahlgren make an appearance for the first time this evening. More service. That one dug out by Copeland. Logan sets it up for G-John. Taylor now over to Torres. Dahlgren tipping it over. Les Collette setting it up for G-John. Krim redirecting it. Now Torres sets it for Taylor. That one off the hands of Logan. Confusion there from the Bobcats as they ultimately run out of room. G-John near the net, near the post of the net. Bison taking a 17-11 lead. Bobcat head coach Erica Bosch going to her second timeout of the set. Bison needing just 8 points to complete that sweep. Coach Hillier very quick to get her team back onto the court, quicker than we've ever seen here tonight. At 3, can only imagine the words out of her mouth were just keep doing what we're doing, because Bison having all the momentum right now, playing great volleyball. And as they say, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. More off the hands of Lett, as it was Halutic getting it over. Whereas the Martins powerful just inside the line. Moore continuing to serve for the Bison. Serve off the top of the net, can't get over. Paige Allen back in for Moore. Alana Malloy into the game for Bianca Gijon. By service. Krim thought about it, all back at the last second. Official signaling that she in fact did not get a touch on it. Felton back into the game for Taylor. Let's go Bison chance inside Hummel Fieldhouse as Les Collette digs the serve from Torres. Set over to Halutic. As there was a brief delay, point ultimately being awarded to the Bobcats. Madison Martin into the game for Abigail Copeland. 19-13 Bison lead here in set 3. Looking to slam the door on the Bobcats as Dahlgren digs out the serve off the arm of Torres and out of play. Now we see the Bobcats once again going with the momentum. As Krim digs out the serve, Torres sets for Martins with a slight dink over the net. That one dropping in behind Alexis Ray Martin. And the student section inside Hummel Fieldhouse continues to get more riled up as the game goes on. Serve from Krim off the arms of Alana Malloy. 21-14 Bison lead. You see Sage Hallbritter make her first appearance this evening, coming into the game in place of Destiny Goodnight. Hallbritter, the freshman out of Town, West Virginia. 9 sophomore middle back. Krim serve. That one dug out by Malloy. Into the bleachers on the near side. Bison inching closer to the magic 25. Serve from Krim, that time out of play. Halutic seeing it out. Bobcats certainly not being able to afford a mistake and award the Bison a point. Ray's service, dug out by Dahlgren. Miscommunication there from Torres and out. Giving the Bison a point that time. Still ahead by 6. Serve that time dug out by Krim. Torres setting it up for Dahlgren with a strike. Brooke Dahlgren making her first impact here in set 3 with a crucial .23. In for Paige Allen. Dahlgren, after the hard strike down to the court, back to serve. That one off the arms of Malloy. Stevens redirecting it over. Krim dig. Torres with the set for Moore. Les Collette ducking out of the way of it that time. Gijon re-entering for Malloy. Logan to serve for Pitt-Greensburg. Diving effort there from Dahlgren, trying to keep it alive. That one caroming away off of the right wrist. Set 3. Bison taking the first 2 sets. It's a serve dug out from Krim. Torres setting it for Hallbritter. He can't get it over. Hallbritter trying to just deflect it over and drop behind the net. Can't do it. 23-19, and now Coach Courtney Hillier calling her first timeout of the set, ensuring that the Bison squad can maintain their composure. Serve over from Logan. Felton with the dig, that one carrying over Torres. Now setting for Moore off the top of the net. Jess Moore doing what she does best. Bison 1 point away. Go BC chants from the student section as that one from Felton off the arm of Les Collette. Gijon sending it over. One off the arm of Logan. Now Torres back over to Moore. Dug out by Les Collette. Martin over to Stevens. Krim trying to get it over but can't. The Panthers live to fight another day, rather Bobcats. Copeland checks in for Martin, who was responsible for getting it onto the Bison sidelines. Not Savannah Stevens. Copeland serve, that's dug out by Dahlgren. Torres setting for Hallbritter, powerful strike off the top of the net, carrying away from the Bobcats, and the Bison complete the sweep, taking set 3 by a score of 25-20. Bison dominant from the beginning, claiming all 3 sets in quick fashion as the match wrapping up in just over an hour. So an early night here for the Bison as they get the job done as quickly as possible. Bison, of course, improving to 3-3 as their overall record. Now with this result, still 2-0 in the conference, and as promised, after the match, serving contest here down on the court of Hummel Fieldhouse. Will not stay live for that, so as we wrap things up, once again, Bison taking the first 3 sets as it was pure domination from them the entire way. Bobcats having their moments, but the Bison experience coming to their aid that time. We thank you all for tuning in here on the Bethany Broadcasting Network, streamed live on YouTube. Drew Von Sayo signing off from Hummel Fieldhouse here this evening.